Welcome from around the world. Welcome to our webinar. I'm going to go through a couple housekeeping items to start. Please use the question and answer at the bottom. We will be having some of our colleagues trying our best to answer your questions during the webinar. Sometimes it gets a little fast and furious, and we'll do our best. However, if we find your name and there's an open questions, we may be able to get to it at the end. Otherwise, we can follow up through email. Also, this webinar is being recorded, and we will share the link out to you so you can keep your colleagues informed of what we are speaking with as we talk about AI, the AI era in mechanical design. My name is Sean Manzanares. I am your host. I am your MC. I'm also the head of global sales and partnership for Leo AI. I have 4 short topics. These are the topics that we identified in the agenda that helped us set this up for what we feel our users are expecting to hear. Also, what some of our users around the world are already experiencing with Leo AI. Let's be very clear. This is about Meet Leo. Leo is going to be introduced by our co-founder and the CEO and my friend, Dr. Mayor Farid. He's going to take you on a journey of why he and his partner Moti created Leo AI. Also, we're going to talk about the live product demo. We're not going to show a video. My colleague Eitan is going to give you a walkthrough of the technology as it is available today for you. Then the other co-founder, Moti Moravia, is going to join. He is not only the co-founder, he is the CTO, and he's going to share with you a look inside the future of AI in the mechanical design and engineering space. And finally, we're going to round out the day with Mr. Bertrand Sicot, who has offered his time to join us today, and I will introduce him properly as we move on. I have been in this CAD world literally my adult life. I've been on as a user. I've been on manufacturing side, the vendor side. I have been fortunate enough to live as an expatriate in Asia Pacific. I have traveled the world. I have met with companies all over the world, and they always tell me that, Sean, we have to do 2 things. We have to design and deliver great products. Just think about that. The design cycle, the manufacturing cycle, and getting their products into the hands of their customers. They also realize there's an element of speed that has to be done, and we all know this as our time to market in our world. Now, I'm a racing fan. I'm an F1 fan. And this last weekend, F1 kicked off out of Melbourne, Australia, and reminded me of this image that I have used and I've gone back to many times. The time to market is a race. This is a competition. There is a first place. There is a second place. Maybe it's in market share. Maybe it's in time, first one to market. But I look at these cars and I see there's a first place, there's a second place. And what I really want to expand on today is the technology that are in those cars. Does the second place car have enough juice to get into first place? It may sound easy, just get in the car and make it a race. But everybody that is on this call and everybody that I've experienced over the last couple decades, they come into design and engineering challenges. And it usually starts with the ideation. Where do we get that idea? How do we create that next great product? Yes, this is an AI-generated picture purposely, but the way it looks is there's 5 people around a table and they have ideas. Historically, this is that napkin moment where you're sitting with people and say, let's do this, let's do that. But there's 2 elements at play here. This is the ideation. Where is that idea? Is there an idea that I have not thought about yet? The second thing is, where do we begin with that idea? Where do we start? Okay, we have a sketch. Maybe in the old CAD world, you would create a sketch, you'd have a couple of people contribute, you go through a design review, and next thing you know, let's go back, and next thing you know, people are working on a different product or project. It's not that easy. So where do you get that inspiration from? How do your teams start? Are you recreating an iteration or are you starting from scratch? All I know is brilliant minds want to ideate, and ideation tools are not so easy to springboard that design into action. The next difficult part is knowledge. This is not about who the most intelligent person in the room is. This is not about books, but maybe it is. Knowledge is elusive, knowledge is fleeting. Unfortunately, knowledge gets locked in hard drives and dies after completing a project. What if you could bring that knowledge back to life? What if you could reference over 1 million pages of data within seconds? What if AI could help you with not only publicly available reference data, what if you could mine your data in your own company? This is where we talk about data. This is more than files. This is more than data management. This is more than cycle management. This is about finding and leveraging that intellectual property or that data instantaneously. Today, we will learn why the perceived standard tools for ideation and engineering will no longer cut it in this fast-moving pace of today's engineering world. When I also speak about data, it's about maybe that person at the end of the hall that has all that tribal knowledge. This is about trying to bring on new designers or engineers and have them understand how to go through your design cycle. This is also about the brain drain that we are seeing with the retiring workforce. And at this time, I'd like to introduce Dr. Mayar Farid. As I mentioned, he's the co-founder and CEO. Mayar, are you there?
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
So thank you so much, Sean, for the introduction.
Yeah,
And
I
thank
have
you,
one
Bertrand,
question for
for,
you,
for
sir.
being with us. Yeah,
I think
go
I have
ahead.
one question for you, and I talk to a lot of people, and one of the questions is why Leo AI and why AI is important today. Could you please share your journey of how you and why you co-founded Leo AI with Moti, and maybe expand on that?
Sure, absolutely. And first of all, before even sharing a little bit about myself and about the story, I would love to thank you, Bertrand, and our team, Team Leo AI, that basically they are the magic behind everything that is Leo. And of course, to our listeners for today, more than it increases from one webinar to the other. So I'm so proud to have this community here with us. So yeah, the story of Leo AI starts basically from the moment that I was in 10th grade. And it was a random moment in my life. I was studying software development, in high school. And, one day during the break, and I shared this also in the previous webinar, I was going alongside to an empty classroom, and then I saw weird software open in one of the computers. So I looked around and saw that no one is looking. And at the moment that I touched the mouse and started to interact with the software, I was hooked, right? It was SolidWorks. And from this moment on, I decided that I'm going to be a mechanical engineer. So 2 years later, I recruited to the Israeli army into the elite program that trains mechanical engineers. It's called Brakim program. So I completed my bachelor's, master's, and PhD at the Technion, majoring in mechanical engineering. It was all about mechanical engineering. I was, thinking about it at the moment that I woke up, and this was my last thought before I went to sleep. And then when I started to work as a mechanical engineer, I realized that I thought, the worst mistake of my life, going to study mechanical engineering. Because I remember after 3 months, I remember that I spent all of those 3 months just to finding 3 bolts and 2 ball bearings. Two of them were not even a good fit. So I realized that I was just a glorified secretary in some sense, and it included zero innovation, zero creativity, nothing that I really imagined. So I pivoted into AI, and I was an AI researcher then. And then I went to pursue my postdoctoral training at MIT, the Department of Mechanical Engineering, and studying the intersection between mechanical engineering and AI. Moti, that is going to introduce himself very quickly. He's my best friend since we were 18 years old, since we joined the army. And he also, similarly, like my path, he pivoted from mechanical engineering to AI for very similar reasons, maybe the same reasons exactly. And, I remember that we were talking about it. We were talking about it. How come that mechanical engineering and mechanical design that, attract some of the most brilliant and talented and creative minds, it still really haven't seen innovation during the last 3 decades. And we dreamt about this day that one day there's going to be a better way to turn our ideas into products. Maybe it will be called AI, like an AI that will be a natural extension from our human brain into a physical object. And this is what we do in Leo AI. And I would love to share the screen just real quick and show you what I'm talking about.
Fantastic. Yeah. Thank you.
So yeah, I want to share with you my experience as a mechanical engineer. And you know that our job, guys, is to design and deliver great products. And our bosses tell us, okay, if you can do it faster, it's going to be great, right? So unfortunately, I cannot share with you what I designed in my military service as a mechanical engineer, but I can share with you a real screen recording by a mechanical engineer that has 10 years of experience. And he's specializing in automotive, right? And one day his job was not to design a new automotive. Mechanical engineers, us, we don't design new products every day, but we do modifications most of the time. And his job was just to add 2 bolts to an existing Hummer vehicle. And as you could see here, just try to look at it in an objective view, not as a mechanical engineer that is very used to those visuals, but he's going through a very broken process. He's going to the CAD tool, measuring the hole diameters, then going online, trying to find the right formulas for the shear force, the von Mises stress, then hoping to find the right bolt on McMaster cars, then going back to his PLM, trying to find this bolt there, and again and again and again. Because like Sean said, engineering knowledge is so fragmented, it's so hard to get, especially when we work in big engineering firms. And in this case, it took 1 hour and 52 minutes just to answer this question: what are the 2 most relevant bolts for my application? Another aspect of my answer to your question, Sean, why now? Why AI now? So, maybe I'll start from the most straightforward answer is AI for engineering is just inevitable, right? And I will explain. If you're thinking about it, the pyramids and Apollo 11 were designed in a pretty similar way, right? Men, pen, paper. This was it. But then the computer was invented. And when the computer was invented, CAD, computer-aided design, was inevitable. And then, you saw the Sketchpad after a few years, PTC's product, SolidWorks, now Onshape. But when AI was introduced, AI-centric design is inevitable as well. So like no one really imagines today to design stuff without CAD tools, we believe that by 2030, there won't be a mechanical engineer that doesn't use this AI applied for engineering. So our mission, as a result, is that every mechanical engineer should and will have their own AI copilot by 2030. So we are here. The future, basically, some will say that it's already behind us in all the other domains, right? In software engineering, electrical engineering, the AI revolution already took place. In our case, mechanical engineers, we see it through Leo. So this is what we bring to the world. Before writing even a single line of code, Moti and I, we surveyed and interviewed more than 900 mechanical engineers. And we wanted to see what are the most time-consuming tasks that they're facing today, because we wanted to provide them with an AI that doesn't really looks good or appealing or something like that. We didn't want cool stuff. We wanted business-critical things to provide to our users. And this is what Leo does today, like you're going to see in a few minutes in our live demo. So Leo today does conceptualization, turning ideas into 3D objects within less than 60 seconds, drafting technical specifications, all the documentations associated with the concepts that you generated, getting answers to technical questions, but unlike different generic AI tools, which are very prone to hallucinations because they're very generic, we build our own AI foundational model. It means that what we call the world first LMM, large mechanical model, this is how we call our AI, right? We expose it only to the high fidelity engineering sources, only to the Bibles of engineering, if you will, all the technical books and articles that we were studying when we were students, And when we turn into experts, this is, what we expose to Leo. Over 1 million pages from those sources. Next parse selection, search, and retrieval integrated into existing workflows, existing CAD tools. And also, as you will see in a few minutes, Leo is not only aware to the high fidelity sources or general knowledge basis of the internet, but also to your organizational tribal knowledge, right? Your PDF files, your CAD files, and thus it's aware to what you design and allowed to answer your questions specifically to your needs. And last but not least, 3D and CAD generation. 3D generation is already available. We'll show it to you in a bit. And we have, very hot from the oven, the results of the CAD generation capabilities that are gonna be available very, very soon. So I talked a lot. I'm sorry about it. You had a very quick question, Sean, and I took the time. And without further ado, I'll hand it over to Eitan, our super talented product manager, to show you a live product demo. So take it away, Eitan.
Okay, so hello everybody, and thank you for joining us in this product demonstration. As Mar said, my name is Eitan, and I will show you now all the publicly available features and capabilities Leo offers. So first, I'd like to mention that I'm showing you this on the web version of Leo. This means you can run it from any browser, any operating system. There's no installation required to start using Leo to try it out. You can, of course, and we do recommend using the installed version because that gives you access to the more advanced features I'll talk about at the end of the demo. And to do that, you can go here to your profile section, get desktop app. It's a simple install file. You install it and you have Leo on your desktop. Another option is to do it through our website, and we'll send links to all of this at the end of the webinar. So just a few more things about the interface here before I start demonstrating features. This is the chat interface. This is like the home page for Leo. You access it through this button. We have another interface called ideation, which we'll demonstrate soon. Go back to chat. And here we have also a history where you can see everything you've ever worked on. And as you can see, I've been using Leo a lot. Also, to create a new chat, a new session, you can use this little button or refresh the page. And this brings us to the actual features. So here you have 4 suggestions. Each one demonstrates a different capability Leo has. And these are to inspire you, to show you what Leo can do. I'll let you check these out in your own time once you start the trial. But I want to show you the Leo's capabilities using an example, using a little story. So suppose I'm an engineer. I'm working on this new autonomous robotic vehicle for firefighting, which is a pretty relevant subject right now. Now, I'm tasked with designing the suspension system, but this is something I'm a little unfamiliar with. So I'll ask Leo to help me with the design. First, I got to tell him I'm designing a robotic vehicle that should maneuver debris easily. And what I want to know is what Leo recommends. Tracked or wheeled. And also, what other suspension systems should I consider? Now, the way this works and the way this engineering chat is different than other AI chats is that here Leo is going to first plan the way it answers. It has some logic behind the scenes, and it decides what features are most relevant for the user's query. And after this planning phase, here it's a technical question. So Leo is going to go and find engineering sources that we provide, as Maur mentioned, over 1 million pages of these sources. So we're talking like guidelines, handbooks, standards, different high quality engineering data that what you would basically use if you were to do this by your own. And when Leo gives you the answer, for every section, it shows you the reference from where it got the answer. So I can open up this reference. It opens up in the exact page where Leo got its answer. You can read inside here if you're interested. But basically, this is just for you to gain confidence in Leo's answer. So you can see Leo got its answer from a high-quality source. This prevents hallucinations. This prevents getting data from, you know, some Reddit forum that can't really do engineering work with that. So in order to ensure Leo gives you a good answer you can rely on and do engineering work, we provide these sources. Now Leo addressed every part of my question, gave me this really full answer, and now I can ask something more practical. If I'm continuing this work on this vehicle, now I need a little calculation about water pressure because I want to have water in this robot. So I'll tell Leo I need the robot to put out fires in buildings up to 4 stories high. Now, first thing I need is how much water do I need? So estimate how much water flow is required to put out a fire in an apartment, and calculate how much water pressure is required to reach the 4th floor. So we started by asking, the first question was a very, you know, general design question, how to. This is a more practical question. And I'm giving this example to show you that Leo can actually help you do the actual calculations that you need to find out data. So we can get this technical data of required water flow in from this recommendation from this source, and then actually do the calculation, find the equation to do the calculation, and actually do the calculation for what's the required water pressure. And we can see this calculation. It's going to do it in a second. It's in the bottom here. Here it's just gathering some parameters and data. Right. And it does this. We do this in Python code. The reason we do this in Python code is because language models don't do calculations, really. They fake calculations. So here, because we want to get the right answer, we use Python code. You don't need to know how to code. It's something we do in the background, but we do give you access to the code itself, so you can use it for whatever you want. And this is a very simple example, simple calculation. It gets required about 17 PSI. This is true, I actually checked this beforehand. And Leo can actually do very complicated numerical analysis and stuff like that, if that's what you need. It's not really limited by, you know, this method is a method to solve very complex equations. Okay, so we got the necessary flow and the necessary pressure. Now I want to find a pump. I want to see if this is realistic. So I need to find a pump that can deliver this flow and pressure. And we can see if this is at all something feasible. Leo's going to go over now catalogs online of different vendors that have a global supply chain. And Leo can find, basically it has the reference of the entire conversation, so it knows what we're talking about. It knows what parameters are required. I don't need to mention them. And I can also, the advantage here of using this natural language system is that I can just give my intent. I don't need to actually get the right parameters. Leo's going to give me the closest fit. I can ask for the strongest. I can ask for the most suitable for a corrosive environment. And Leo finds the closest results that exist. And now I can open it up in the original. This is from McMaster, this pump. I can see some more information right here, and I can download the part. And if you're using the desktop version, this actually, and you have your CAD editor open, when you download it opens up directly in your CAD editor, whatever you're using. So this is to get standard parts, very powerful capability, very useful for almost any project you work on. Now that I have all this technical information, I'm talking about this idea and I'm talking, but I don't have anything visual to help me represent it if I want to talk about the idea with a manager or someone else or explain it to a customer. So I'll ask Leo to help me with this concept. Concept of this firefighting autonomous. You don't know, I don't know how to spell it, but you don't need to. Autonomous, whatever, robotic vehicle. It has tracks, as we mentioned, and a powerful water cannon on top. Let's see what Leo does. And basically, I don't even need to do this here. I can just go straight into ideation and just write directly that I want to do a concept. But here, Leo understands I want to make a concept and transfers me to ideation kind of semi-automatically. Now, in this ideation module, what Leo does is takes my description, my idea of a project, and makes a visual description of it in the product description area. And it does this, so when I press generate here on the bottom, Leo can generate images of the concept, images that look like a rendered product. They're not all going to be great. They are pretty good, honestly. And I have a lot of controls over them. So if I like this one, I can make variants of it, be more or less creative. I can choose the quality. I'm actually working on the shortest quality because we don't really have a lot of time for this product demo. But if you do the rendered edition, it's like a higher quality. And basically the idea here is to get a large quantity of images until you either get an idea that's close to what you had in mind or something that's different but still good. So this is the first type of asset Leo helps me generate, these images. The second type is what we call a product summary. This is kind of an overview of this, but I can make a full document and Leo will generate. This takes a while because it generates like 9 pages, but it does it in the background, so I don't really need to wait for it to happen. We'll check in on that later. Basically, it's going to be a very long document, a scope of work type document that has everything about the sub-assemblies in the system, materials you need to source, standards to comply by, different tests and quality assurance you might want to do at the end of the project. So really gathers everything together, gathers a lot of technical information that you would need for this project. And the idea is you get this large document and you take from that the parts that are relevant for you. So this also helps you jumpstart this new project. Now back to the images. If I really like one of these ideas, I think it's charming and cute and it's exactly what I wanted to do. This is a kind of a simple one, but I still like it. I can generate a 3D asset from it. And this 3D asset is a 3D, it's a mesh. You can open it up in whatever CAD editor you have. It's a GLB file format. If that doesn't work, you can translate it very easily to OBJ or STL or whatever works. It's going to be very similar to the image. So it's based directly on the image. But again, because we're using this AI technology, every time you press the generate 3D, it's going to come out slightly different. Still similar, but slightly different. And this takes a few seconds. Okay, so we got all these boxes at the end we didn't need, but we still got a nice little robotic truck. And I can download this. Again, it's a GLB, downloads in a few seconds, and use it in my CAD editor. I can give this to friends, to colleagues that are working on that they also have something to do with the project. They can integrate their parts. They can check this with their systems to see, without me having to model anything, to see that everything lives together and works nicely. We also have some options here that we didn't talk about, like sketching your own reference image or uploading a reference image. But really, these are things that are worth playing around with once you start your trial period. So everyone that goes into Leo, goes into our website, gets a free trial with like 50 tokens that you can try out all of these features for yourself. And these are all the features that are currently available. So let me just open up the desktop app for a second so we can talk about something else. Yeah, so I hope you can see my screen now. Basically, the only difference in the desktop app is that here you'll get access to the more advanced features that require some level of integration, either with your Windows system or other PDM, PLM system. And what I mean by that is here, you can see I have this library tab. When I go here, you can see I have two synced directories. And what we call synced directories is basically my own parts. These are things I designed myself in my free time, and I sync them with Leo. So what this allows me is when I would use all of the features I showed you so far with the sync directory, I can search for parts, for my own parts, as if they were vendor parts. I can search for pictures or PDF or Word documents as if they were part of the technical information that we provide, and it will be prioritized. So basically, if you're working in a big organization, you're working a lot of people together, everyone has their own information, but you sync it all with Leo, you'll have access, this AI type access to all of this information, and you can leverage the entire organization's data. And these features are available to our business plan, so not to the lower tier, but to the business tier. And I think Maura is going to talk more about that. And this is the end of the demo. Feel free to ask some questions in the Q&A. We'll address everything at the end. And right now, I'll stop share and hand it over to Moti.
Yeah. Hey, everyone. So let me just share my screen.
Oh, by the way, before we'll forget, very, very important, we have a poll that we want you guys to answer. I'm sorry for interrupting you, Moti, because one thing that is super, super crucial, and as we told you, we build Leo based on your feedback, because we want Leo to be perfect for you. We want you, mechanical engineers and product designer, to feel like heroes, like you should be, to create faster, to innovate faster, to do what we were assigned to do when we started mechanical engineering. So Chevy here will start a poll because we want to hear your feedback. Tell us what you think about what you just saw about the product, what features you liked most, what did you like less. And yeah, because again, we want to make sure that everything that we design, every line of code is solving your problems at the end. So Chevy, please start the poll. And you know what? Maybe we'll give them a minute to answer something.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's really important. Like I can share with you that the calculations that Eitan just shared with you, like the new feature, are features that came from requests from our users, and also like we presented it in the last webinar that we're going to release it. So we've launched it, and now we're going to talk about the next feature. So yeah, please take a few more seconds to fill out this poll, and then we'll continue.
Yeah. Maybe during this time that we wait, I just want to show you, to present the wonderful faces behind Leo AI. Basically, and I want you to know the team. The team is basically consists of top tier mechanical engineers that suffered as mechanical engineers. And I'm just kidding. Like, know what mechanical engineering is. Top tier AI researchers and top tier developers. So this is the team. Maybe I will just share the slide real quick because it's super important for me to thank them like they deserve. So let me just share it real quick. And meanwhile, guys, feel free to continue answer the survey. So yeah, this is the team, the dream team: Sapir, Meitar, Dimion, Gil, David, Itamar, Max, Vanya, Jonathan, Eitan, Chevy, Aldo, and of course, Sean here, and Moti, our Moti. And yeah, all the respect belongs to you guys. And now, Moti, is officially your turn.
Great. So let me just share my screen. And okay, great. Yeah, so what I'm going to share with you right now is our latest breakthrough from the AI research front. And it's but for us, it's very exciting. So maybe we'll just explain it in a few words. This is the first time ever that any AI model have generated an assembly, okay? And you as mechanical engineers, you know that in mechanical engineering is all about assemblies, okay? Nobody cares about the single part, okay? A single part is nothing. It only means something. It only looks like it looks when it comes in an assembly, and how it connected to different parts in the assembly, okay? And this is our language, if you like, right? So let's see how we're generating the assembly. Wait a second. So what you've seen right now, actually, we've just asked for kind of an assembly of a product, let's say, and Leo just got my intention and generated the entire assembly for me. And every part was based on the previous parts. So it's not just something like unrelated to each other. It's a complete assembly connected together up until the point that you have the complete product that you like, okay? And with time, with training of our AI algorithms, the assembly that we can generate for you will be more complex up until the point that we can generate an entire product and even complex ones for you. And it's important for me to say that what we're generating is CAD files, okay, like a native CAD file that you use in your own system. But before generating new parts, it's even more important to retrieve them, like to find them. So before generating again, the same part that you already have in your organization, we're going to search, and we're searching your PDM or PLM, okay, after integrating them into them, as Eitan shared with you, or your local Windows directory, and retrieving the most relevant part from this. So if you are working on this kind of assemblies in your organization, I can reuse parts, reuse even sub-assemblies, and you know how important is it, and you know how hard it is to find those assemblies if you don't know about them, okay? So Leo knows about them for you. And if he can't find it, is going to leverage like off-the-shelf parts before generating new parts that you don't necessarily want to generate. And even the generation, like completely new kind of parts that you don't even have, are going to be based on previous generation, previous parts or assemblies that you have in your organization. So we'll keep your own organization way of doing engineering. So this was just a sneak peek into the future of engineering as we see it. And as I've shared with you, like the calculations was a feature that we have shared in the last webinar. So I hope it will surprise you up until the next webinar and already release it. But this is the next features that will be, by the way, available for the business tier up. Okay, so and we're going to get access to those kinds of features as soon as we release them. So I hope it was interesting, and more, please take it back.
Fantastic. Thank you, Moti. So I'm going to hand it over to Sean. And beforehand, I want to say another thing, guys. I talked about the feedback. Please feel free to answer to ask any questions that you would like here in the chat. After we finish the webinar agenda, we are here to answer any of your questions. And yeah, this is super important for us. Okay, so Sean, take it away.
Very good. Eitan, Mayor, and Moti, thank you. Phenomenal stuff. Every time Moti talks, I always learn something new, and it's just great to hear. So if we can just spotlight Bertrand as well. So I would like to welcome our special guest, Mr. Bertrand Sicot. As the former CEO of SolidWorks, Bertrand now serves as the Deputy CEO of Visiativ. Visiativ is an integrator of innovative software solutions, and Visiativ steps up the digital transformation of companies via its collaborative and social business platform, and has been working with midcap since 1987 and is based in France. Visiativ is also a trusted business partner to Leo AI in the US and Europe. Bertrand, you and I go back to our early startup days at SolidWorks, and it's a pleasure to work with you again as an official advisor and partner to Leo AI. Bertrand, over the weekend, I read your post on LinkedIn referring to the first 30 years of SolidWorks. You emphasize SolidWorks 30 years of innovation, how SolidWorks changed engineering forever. You then made the following statement: the next innovation is AI, and it will take 5 years. As an industry icon, why do you think AI is essential for today's business leaders to consider? And this could be either engineering centric or AI solutions in general. Welcome, Bertrand.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. And I'm very happy to be here with you this afternoon and morning for some of you. Yeah, I remember first time I met with the mayor a few months ago, and we discussed about the idea they were working on. And I had at that time the chance to see a very short demo of a prototype of proof of concept. And I remember very well that time. And I compared it to when I saw SolidWorks 95 for the first time 30 years ago. And to me, this is exactly what we are talking about here. There is something with this new technology called AI, and the generative AI is even the right word, the right word. And I can see here how this technology will impact, once again, the engineering community, and how by leveraging the power of this new technology applied to key use cases meaningful for the engineering community, how this will be impacting this world once again. Think about it. Technology was computer. Then after it was personal computer with 2D, personal computer with 3D. And now we are talking about AI, and we even don't know where the magics happen, but it happens in the cloud or on your desktop, whatever, but it happens. And few things here. All the people connected are mechanical engineers. We know what the engineering process is, right? It's not only using a CAD solution. It's a lot of things before and a lot of things after to get the entire process done. And to me, when I look at Leo AI, it's only the beginning. And I remember that when we started with SolidWorks way back when, SolidWorks had no drafting, had no drawing. It means that we are here at the beginning of something. You see the power, you see the ideas, you see that 1/3 of the team at Leo AI are mechanical engineers, 1/3 are researchers, the other third is developers. They are connected with the engineering community to understand what they are looking for and what we are all looking for. And I see very well some key use cases coming. And when I hear Moti, Ethan, Meher, and Yushan asking for feedback, I remember very well how 30 years ago SolidWorks started asking for feedback and making sure that the choices and the decision made are the right one for delivering the best value to the engineering community. Today it's the beginning. Today we are just getting started, and AI applied to engineering is clearly a big breakthrough for the next coming 3 to 5 years. I'm convinced about that.
Fantastic, Bertrand. I remember that in the beginning days of SolidWorks, I had joined in '96. The vision or the mantra or the mission was to put the power of 3D solid modeling on every engineer's desktop. How do you think AI or Leo AI goes along with that vision?
It is the same, and we can copy this sentence by simply saying, put the power of AI on every engineer desktop, and at the end, it will be Leo AI that will be the engineering copilot for engineers. This is what we are going to see happening now. And what really I encourage all the people connected to the webinar today is to share feedbacks, ideas, because all that will be caught by the team, and they will come back with ideas. And it's by this iteration that we will be creating together the best engineering companion that we are all looking forward. I remember when I learned engineering at school, it was drawing boards, and when you were looking for engineering details or whatever disciplines you were looking for, you were going to the library, spending endless hours finding the book you were looking for to find what you were looking for. So remember these days and look how today with Leo AI, how this can be totally changed and how fast we can go to the results or how fast we can ideate on things. And this is where I see the big leverage of this technology applied to engineering. And when I do like with the team, working with the team at Leo AI, that mechanical engineering is always part of the discussion. It's not a technology discussion. It's not a IT discussion. It's about the value for the users. And that's the way to build up the best solution. And with Visiativ, we're happy to be one of the first partners because we are going to engage. We are engaging with customers, and we are showing the existing value of Leo AI, and we value that feedback too. So that's fantastic. So I'm excited.
Bertrand, thank you. And just to be clear, everybody, Visiativ, the group, is a reseller, a business partner of Leo AI in the United States as well as Europe. So, Bertrand, it's always great to be around you. It's always great to learn from
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you very much. I'm going to turn it over to Meyer, and I think I want Meyer to make sure you drill down on one thing. What is the ratio of a co-pilot for our user community? I'm going to go off camera. Thank you, everybody. I look forward to talking to you.
Great. Sean, thank you so much for your question. And Bertrand, before I'm taking this forward to the next part, I want to thank you again, not only for your time, but also for the fact that, as I mentioned before, I changed my career after touching SolidWorks, and it wouldn't happen without, your part of SolidWorks becoming, a world standard, and also for the opportunity to keep learning from you and as my mentor. So I truly appreciate it, and thank you for your time. And everyone here, yeah, my pleasure. So in this, in your permission, I want to share with you even something more close to our hearts. And after seeing this, basically, you know us better as a company, as a group of people, as a group of mechanical engineers plus AI researchers, what our obsession is. And then we'll show you the unique initiative, unique discounts specifically for you guys here in the webinar. So very soon you're gonna get a promotion code with special offers, special discounts for you. But just before diving in, I want to show you again our obsession, and our obsession is making, I know it sounds like a cliche, but at the moment that you know us, you understand that it is true. Our obsession is happy engineers and make you happy. And just as a curious and as a proof, the first 100 customers of us, we know them by name. Some we know even the name of their kids. With some of them, we spend time in their offices, if they're in the US or in the Middle East or in Europe, because we want to make sure that we know what they're suffering from and that we're curing the suffering. So I'd love to share with you just a handful of what the testimonials that they're saying. We're not going to see the entire video, but just real quick. Can you hear the sound? Okay.
In a nutshell, our main challenge is to keep driving innovation, to work faster and smarter.
This is a real screen recording by HP engineers using Leo.
A quality product, and I think that Leo can help us to do this. I'm confident about this partnership. I think that this process will improve our design. I really think that Leo has the potential to change the way we think, we do engineering, we design better products.
It's at least gonna take me 7 to 21 days to get what I was able to create with Leo in like 3 hours. I mean, I've probably taken away about 10 to 12 hours of pay. So somebody charging me $250 an hour to design, that's $2,500 that I'm saving.
We had this project which involved mechanical questions for a medical equipment we designed for some startup, and we were looking for specific ways to make the product smaller and more efficient. And I think Leo gave us a few different ways of thinking and finding the solution that was right for our client. When I have Leo 24/7, I consult with it all the time. Okay, we use Leo on a daily basis for small questions, but all the time. Whereas if I need to consult with an engineer, I would wait a few days till I get a few questions to ask at once, or till I get the answers back. Could take a few days. We're less dependent on outsourced engineers. We get answers in a few minutes instead of a few days, and much more than that, it opens our minds to new thinking of directions for us.
So this is just a handful of the testimonials, but I want to share with you a discussion that I had just yesterday with one of our customers. Basically, it really was yesterday, and it's still stuck in my mind. And JJ, as you can see here, has 20 years plus of experience. He's an expert in thermal and mechanical projects, specifically for the space industry and the defense industry. And he said, this is a quote, he said, I designed a new concept for space application. And it used to take 2 weeks with 3 engineers. You can do the multiplications, how much it takes. With Leo, it took between 1 to 2 hours and only me. So for this case, it saved for him more than 100 hours just for him. So if you take the equivalent of the average salary in the US per hour per mechanical engineer, it sums up in something like $1,000 a month that he was saving. And this is a fraction, right? You could see here just a handful of testimonials. We have hundreds of those. And our goal is to save for every mechanical engineer 5 hours a week. 5 hours of tedious work, not of the creme de la creme, not of the things that we really like to do, which is innovate, create, and think about concepts and design them. I'm talking about the tedious work of looking for answers in technical books, articles, online, tables, looking for this Joe at the end of the corridor, the expert in our organization, to ask him question or her. All of this, Leo saves for more than 25,000 engineers around the world, and want to provide this to you. And our goal is that every mechanical engineer by 2030 will have their own Leo, right? So our goal is to save you at least 5 hours a week, which is equivalent to $1,000 a month. So, as I mentioned before, right, we're saving something at least $1,000 a month. This is not, our estimation. This is based on the data of our users, our paying users and customers. So we wanted to make it a no-brainer for you, because again, we want each and every one of you to have their own Leo. You deserve it. Mechanical engineers deserve their own AI, and like all the other professions. So we designed the Leo Pro, which is ideal for individual engineers or engineers that are working in small teams of 1 to 3 engineers. It includes unlimited access to everything that Eitan showed you. Engineering chat, right? Engineering Copilot, 3D concept generation, technical specifications, and standard part retrieval and search, which is, again, our goal is to save you 5 hours a week, which is equivalent to $1,000 a month. Here is just for $49 a month. This is the Leo Pro, right? But soon I'm going to share with you, the special offer for you guys. So please bear with me. It's going to be even more cost effective for you. If you're a business, it means that you have specific needs. Specifically, you want to harness your tribal knowledge. You want Leo not only to provide you answers based on the most reliable books of engineering, right? Shigley, Incopera, all of those. You want Leo to be aware to your data as well, to your PDF files, to your guidelines that you wrote during the last 30 years, 10 years, 1 year, whatever that the business exists. Also your CAD files, and of course in a way that protects your IP, right? So for this, we offer the Leo Business, which is ideal for businesses. And here it saves more time, not only the time that JJ was saving, but the time that engineers in organizations are saving in going to the Joes and the Barbaras in the end of the corridors to ask them questions. So Leo Business provides everything that the Leo Pro provides, plus integration into your organizational knowledge basis, plus a premium support, which includes one-on-one onboarding session with our team, right? With our team member mechanical engineers with at least 10 years of experience, plus knowledge left and right on everything about Leo, that will make sure that he or she takes you by the hand and makes sure that you know exactly how to get the best out of Leo. Plus virtual support meeting. At the moment that, for example, if you're facing a problem with a Leo business, you just can hit us on email with our support team, with our Slack channel, or you can ask for a Zoom meeting, and we'd love to do it to make sure that you're absolutely happy, and access to all of Leo's new AI features, including integration to your data, as I mentioned before. So in other terms, if in 6 months from now, 3 months from now, 1 week from now, we're gonna launch a new AI feature, you won't need to pay even 1 penny more. Everything is locked in the same price, even though the price is gonna increase. For you, when you pay now, basically, you don't need to pay anymore, okay? Of course, for the years of subscription. So in this case, you save 12 hours, which are equivalent to $2,400 a month, but it costs you only $150 a month paid annually, okay? So as we promised, especially for you guys, the guys that are joining here to the webinar, you deserve more than all the others because you spend your time, you're part, an active part of our beating heart and our community. So if you basically subscribe by March 22, and specifically the 21st subscribers, you get those special offers. So for the Leo Pro, if you subscribe using the links that I just shared in the chat, and maybe Chevy from our team is gonna put it again for your convenience, if you subscribe now, you get Leo Pro with 20% off, which means not $49 a month, but $39 a month paid annually. And if you are a larger business and you want Leo to integrate into your PDF files and then CAD files, so you need Leo Business. So for you, we offer 12% discount. So instead of $150 a month, you get Leo Business for $132 a month. And again, this is limited to the first 20 subscribers, and it expires on March 22nd. So the links and the promotion code is here on the chat, okay? And the last offer is not only be, you know, a part of our beating heart, but being a part of the spearhead of the AI revolution in mechanical engineering. So if you were in the previous webinar, you know that, you know, as I told you before, we're talking with, so far we talked with more than 1,000 mechanical engineers worldwide, okay? But, you know, if you talk with so many people, you get very deep understanding, but it's pretty scattered. We have our own exclusive team of top-tier engineers from across the globe, from different fields of experience in mechanical engineering and mechanical design, that we select them very, very meticulously from, you know, different industries and so forth. And we get only 5 new ones, up to 5 new ones into our team that we call the Leo Squad. So what are their job, basically? The Leo Squad is a team of mechanical engineers, as I mentioned before, that they get access to the newest AI capabilities that we develop before they get to the rest of the world, even before they get to our enterprise customers and business customers. And we get their feedback, right? They're telling us, guys, it is horrible, or guys, this is excellent, but make it pink, make it larger, make it smaller, whatever. So we put Leo, the newest features of Leo in their hands. They tell us what to do better, what to do otherwise, right? And what to design in general. So this is the exclusive team amongst our customers. So if you want to join this dream team of the Leo Squad, first of all, you have to become a customer, right? So the links are here below. And you also need to apply for the Leo Squad. Also, the Google form is in the links that I shared with you. This is link number 3, right? So you have to subscribe in links 1 or 2. Link 1 is to the Leo Pro. Link 2 is for the Leo Business. Link 3 is a survey about today's webinar and also joining the Leo Squad. And the 4th one, I'm gonna get to it in a bit. So guys, if you want to not only to be a part of the AI revolution, if you want to lead the AI revolution and to allow us to develop the best capabilities for mechanical engineers, please reach out and apply for the Leo squad. We need you, we want you, and help us to, take human engineers into the next level, into the AI era. So the fourth link is joining our next webinar. So today, as I mentioned before, we had the privilege to host Bertrand Sicot, the former CEO of SolidWorks, the Deputy CEO of Visiativ. In the next webinar, as you know, we do a webinar every month. We're going to have a surprise for you. So unfortunately, I cannot tell you exactly who it is. But Bertrand put the bar so high, but I promise you that it's going to be a wonderful surprise. Okay, and if not, tell me it wasn't a surprise and put the blame on me. I promise you it will be a wonderful surprise. So if you want to join our next webinar in April 22nd, right, in a month from now, give or take, please go to the fourth link that I shared with you, register to our next webinar, blah, blah, blah. So it's here on the chat. So guys, before saying goodbye, I want to say we're here for you. Now we're going to stay for a live session. And again, I encourage you to click on the links that I shared with you. The offerings are here, right? And again, before you guys leaving, I want to say thank you for taking your time. Thank you for being such a supportive community. Thank you for sharing your feedback. Thank you for wanting to take the next step of AI in engineering and AI for mechanical design, for taking this extra leap of faith in us, and also for you, for your career. If people ask me why I'm so enthusiastic about what we do, I'm saying that one day I will have the privilege to tell my grandchildren, you see this truck, you see this laptop, you see this mobile that you're holding, or whatever that they're going to hold, our grandchildren. We're going to tell them we designed the tool, the standard tool that engineers use to design it, right? So we took a part in designing this in some sense. So the fact that you join is basically you telling you to yourself, I want to be part of it. I want to design in the new way before everyone else. So thank you so much for this. And yeah, we're here to answer any of your questions. Go ahead. Sean, would you like to moderate the Q&A maybe?
Sure. I think Moti and Eitan have done a good job of answering some of the questions. Let me make sure I'm on the chat. Let me go to the Q&A. Great question. The PDFs and documents that Leo can read and respond, can it read other languages like German, French, Japanese, and Chinese, also handwritten documents?
Yeah, so it's funny. It's surprising for us. We realize that we have a lot of customers in China, for example, and they're asking questions in Chinese, and yeah, they're happy. So in other terms, Leo is basically works in Chinese in different languages, also in Hebrew. I see a question by Evgeny is asking 150 pricing per user. Yeah, so all the prices are per user. And those subscriptions, maybe I'll just share this again, those numbers are per year. So when you're paying $39 paid for a month, right, it's multiplied by 12 and it's cover you for a yearly subscription. For Leo Business is $132 per month paid, multiple by 12 paid for an entire year, right? So I hope it made sense. Yeah, so open questions. Reda is asking, how can we capture the various regulations I mentioned in Leo AI? Would Leo AI could read into regulations and summarize the help? Yeah, so Reda is asking basically, what about regulations and standards if I'm, for example, designing something for medical devices, so and also for space and defense. So Leo was trained on, as we mentioned before, on over 1 million pages from high-fidelity sources. Some of them are books, some of them are articles, some of them are standards and regulations, right? So Leo is not only answering questions based on them, but also giving you references that you, like Eitan showed, when you click on them, it's opened up in the right page, saving you the scrolling time. And some of those sources are regulatory sources of regulations and standards, etc. If all the standards and all the regulations in the world are there, the answer is no. But we increase the database more and more based on your feedback. However, if you are a Leo business customer and you have those regulations in PDF files in your directory, for example, on the Windows folder, so basically you can point out to Leo, tell Leo, this is my knowledge, this is my PDF files. So when you answer me questions, take this under consideration. In other terms, if you have those regulations handy for you on your computer, Leo can take them under consideration as well and answer your questions based on those regulations. Reda, I hope it made sense. Okay, so market it is answered. Tam asked question to Bertrand. I guess Bertrand is not here, but in the next time, would love to send it over to him and get your answer. If you would like me to answer, please feel free to write me in the chat, and I would love to answer. Yeah, so Marco is asking about security standards. So about this, and I want to clarify about also the technical aspect behind the scenes. When you are an annual subscriber for Leo, no one gets access to your data except of you, even us. Okay? So when Leo is basically looking at your PDF files and your CAD files, we don't know about them. Leo just knows them to answer your questions better, but it's not basically sharing this with us. So everything is protected, your IP is protected, and you can see it also on our privacy policy in terms of service online. So we have it online on our website for you. So yeah, this is for Marco. I hope it made sense. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, so Ozkan is asking, can I share my existing and ongoing design with Leo and ask it to make suggestions on the part I'm struggling with? So the answer is yes. Leo is integrated into various CAD tools, right? When it's integrated to your CAD tools, it's basically aware to what you designed and can answer a question. For example, you can mark a specific part and ask Leo, do you have a cheaper / stronger / I don't know, an alternative part from X and Y manufacturers, or on my data source, on my data repository, for example, on my Windows directory. And Leo can answer your questions. So yeah, Leo is aware to what you design on your CAD tool, and he's also aware to the designs that you have on your Windows directory. So the answer is yes and yes. So Reda says, thank you. My pleasure, Reda. So yeah, so Jess is asking, can I make code for CNC machinery? Moti, would you like to take this one?
Yes, of course. So currently, no, it's not yet supported, but if it will be like a big enough use case from like the users, Leo's users, yeah, we're going to do it.
Right. Thank you, Moti. So Casey is asking a great question, super important. Do my conversations and creations stay within my company, or they use to train the model for everyone? So if you are a paying customer, as I mentioned before, no one is using your data or your usage data, even not us, right? Especially not your competitors. However, if you are a free user, you're using the free trial, yes. So we are aware to how you use Leo, basically just to make it better for you. Again, to emphasize, if you are paying, everything is protected, you're all set, you're all good, no one gets access to your usage data and your actual data. If you're not paying, yes, we're using your data and usage data. So I hope it made sense, Casey. Tem is asking me another quick one to Mayor. Would that existing PDF folder information for Leo to take consider of only work in Leo downloaded version? Moti, would you like to take this one?
Yeah, of course. So yeah, actually we take all of your local information only in the desktop version. Okay, so you have to download the desktop application, and only then you can integrate into your own Windows directory. And again, it's for Windows currently, not Mac, but again, with usage, with users' requirements, we will deliver a Mac version.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mordechai. Yeah, let me mark this as red. And I told you guys we're super serious. We're gonna answer all the questions. So now it's only the brave people that stay with us. Yeah, so Raz Fleischman. I can try to formulate my question better. If I would like to apply a modification for some CAD feature or add a feature, how can I address specific geometrical features without indicating the feature? Is the selection of features is exclusively textual? Oh, now I understand, Raz. So when Leo is integrated into your CAD tool, you don't need to, that's fantastic. I'm sorry, not for being clear. You don't need to tell Leo, hey, Leo, design the diameter of the shaft that is marked in, is inner diameter is 20 millimeters, the outer diameter is 50. You don't need to describe using text. We have a keyboard shortcut. It's basically Control, Shift, and left click with the mouse on the part that you want to modify. And then Leo pops up and you can ask Leo the question. For example, do you have a better shaft? And Leo will understand it based on the CAD. You don't need to describe using text the part that you were looking at. So this is why our CAD integration is helpful in this case. Raz, give me a thumbs up that I answered your question properly. I'm waiting. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so oh, I see the thumbs up. Great. Happy to help, Raz. Yeah, so Evgeny, how far are you for the feasibility check, for example, injection molding, and second drawing check and generation? Moti, would you like to take this one?
Yes, of course. So currently we do not have a feature like specifically we don't have a feature that we have like designed specifically for feasibility checks or something like this. But you can ask Leo things about your assembly, and it will help you understand things. And if it will see any kind of a problem, it will help you with it. We do thought about adding this kind of a feature like feasibility check, but it will be only farther down the road.
Great, thanks, Moti. Ozkan is asking a very good question about the IP, and I know it's a concern. And again, I want to remind you guys, we are the world first AI for mechanical design. It means that not only our features, AI capabilities are designed to fit your needs, but also our privacy policies, the data protection is tailored to your needs and your concerns. So Ozkan is asking, does the concept that Leo generates may be objected to copyrights? The answer is, as you can see in our privacy policy in terms of service, all the IP of what Leo designs as a paid customer, as I mentioned before, is only yours. So you can use them, you can monetize them, you can sell your features and everything. Basically, you're good to go. And if you need to take it another read on our website, again, just on our website, scroll all the way down and you see their privacy policy in terms of service. You can read this there, everything that I'm saying. So yeah, you're good to go. So yeah. Yeah, so I'll make this one is red as well. And Casey is asking, yeah, do you offer any onboarding assistance for setting up the business version? As I mentioned before, let me get it again. Yes, if you are a business customer, you get unlimited access to all the Leo Pro features. B, you by definition get an one-on-one onboarding session. And as I mentioned before, we're obsessed. So we will send you immediately after you get after you pay for the monthly subscription for the Leo business, you get an email from us to set one-on-one onboarding session. You have several options for the dates that works best for you. You can choose whenever it works for you. You can bring more people on board. And we make sure that by the end of this meeting, you know everything about Leo to start going, that you installed Leo properly. If not, we're doing this for you. So after this onboarding meeting, you're basically an expert of Leo, and you can just start using Leo on your existing workflow. So to answer your question, yeah, for the premium for the Leo business, you get a premium support with one-on-one onboarding session, plus virtual support meetings as you would like during this the year, and access to all of the features that we will launch during this year as well with no extra cost. So maybe I'll just share again the link to the yearly subscription here in the chat. Let me find this again. Chat, and I will write it here. And please don't forget the 12% discount just for the webinar attendees, right? So click on this link, then you will have the option, right? This is for the Leo business. Then you will have the option to insert this promotion code, LeoWeb2. And then if you're among the 21st subscribers, you're gonna get it with 12% off. Okay? So yeah, this is for this question. Let's get to the next one. Oh, no open questions. We covered everything. Guys, so yeah, just for the brave ones that stayed until now, guys, I want to thank you again for your time. Thank you again for your feedback. And you know, I cannot emphasize it more. We won't be able to ship this kind of AI feature to have all this team, you know, developing the world first AI for engineering without your feedback. And thank you so much for being this, you know, this essential part of our DNA as a group of people, as engineers, AI researchers, and as a company. So we are here for you always, not only during this this webinar. My email is, I will write it down here in the chat. It's just maor@getleo.ai. So it's maor@getleo.ai. I'm here for any question. Sean has the same email. Just the first part is Sean, S-E-A-N, Moti, M-O-T-I. We're just one email away. And if you're a business customer, even one Zoom call away. So guys, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next webinar on April 22nd. Sean, would you like to say something before we go home?
Listen, it's been an hour and 20 minutes. I love hearing what you always say, Moti, Maor, and Eitan. To everybody, have a great day. Seize the day.
See you soon, guys.
Thank
Take care. Bye-bye.